Shalom, guys. I hope that you're doing well today. Those of you who are upright in your heart, you're returning back, please pray for me today. I would appreciate it very much so. If you're new, I do a different type of a work here. I have reverence for the Most High God that's running the universe, and I ask at His hand alone. And there is none other but the great Creator of all things that can tell a thing. I do speak according to His word and His word alone. I'm not a religious person, or it's not a religious channel, but we just do a different type of a judgment here against crime and stuff like that. And so if you stay, you stay. And you're meant to stay. If not, then thanks for checking me out. I call upon the name of Yehovah Elohim right here, right now, and I just ask for you just to come on in and just begin to speak and say whatever needs to be said today, Yehovah, for the collective. Unless you speak, it's just nothing at all. We have to do justice, and judgment is more acceptable than sacrifice. It says, O ye seed of Abraham, his servant, you children of Jacob, his chosen. He is Yehovah our Elohim, and his judgments are in all the earth. He has remembered his covenant forever. Thank you, Yehovah. The word which he commanded to 1,000 generations, which covenant he made with Abraham, and his oath with Isaac, and confirmed the same to Jacob for a law, and to Yisrael for an everlasting covenant. Thank you, Yehovah. What do you want to talk about today, Yehovah? When I did the 24-hour readings yesterday, the Most High said He was going to kill a wicked person. And so if you are new, we get real heavy stuff. We want wicked people out of the earth that will not turn to uprightness, that want to use you and deceive you, and to even people sitting up in high places that wear uniforms and stuff, the wicked that have creeped in to do nasty business in the earth because they think they're all that in a bag of chips to kill and to traffic children and do all that kind of nonsense. So we got great big person who wears a uniform, and the courthouse is coming out here. Well, we under the law of the Most High God, if you belong to Him, you are. If you don't belong to Him, then I guess you don't give a rip about uprightness, I guess. I don't know. I'm very sharp on this channel because I'm dealing with criminals. Personally, I'm dealing with criminals. So you'll have to understand why sometimes it comes across the way that it does. The Most High gives us the right to put a judgment on wicked stuff. People want to get up in here and do some stupid sacrificing. And if you're sacrificing animals, they're clean animals, and you're butchering them for food that God's given us and given things. I'm not talking about those type of people. I'm talking about people who are doing like child sacrificing. I'm talking about people who are doing some wicked stuff in the earth realm that God never called a person to do. It never once entered into His mind for some nonsense like that. That's why you got murders all over the place and bloodshed of children are everywhere. Yeah, I talk about stuff like this. Real stuff that's sensitive but needs to be addressed, because we got freakazoids all over the earth realm thinking that they can be crazy like that, and they're right up in our government, folks. They really are. There is no God outside the Most High God. Everything else is a demonic force. The Most High God is the God of gods. Okay? We have angels and demons, and we're dealing with fallen entities and wicked things in another dimension that has made its way in to this realm because people opened up some nonsense to it. The stork can take you back to many things with this, but I'm going to spiritually speak about the stork as well. It takes you back to a wickedness. It takes you back to whoredom. If you do some research on the stork, it represents children and children announcements and stuff like that in the deck. It's some type of news as well, and I'm giving news of some wickedness out here that's been going on in a really nasty type of a way, folks. It's around you and your children. spoke about it last night. The ship is at the bottom of the deck, and that's about traveling and things like that. So anyway, I spoke last night on a video about sitting in a hotel room and listening to a man rape a boy. And it's just freaking disgusting, nasty, and you can't get leadership to do what's right. I don't know. I'm very disappointed. I go to the rock, the true King of glory. He's the only one that's kept me alive in this nonsense. I'm literally sitting in a hotel room and have been stranded here since summer. And some freakazoid has been after my life, thinking that they're going to get me thrown out on the street so that they could get away with the murder that's already happened. But God Almighty has kept me alive because I'm going to have my day in court. I'm having it right now in front of the whole world, and anybody else that's on this channel or wherever my videos are being ran through. I don't care where they're being ran. I don't care what country they're being ran through. I don't care. My story is being known, and Yehovah Elohim's going to get praise for keeping me alive in this nonsense. He's got a covenant with his people, not the freakazoids. You don't belong to God, you're in trouble. To do justice is more acceptable than your stupid little sacrifices. What are you going to bring out here, Yehovah? We have the hangman sacrifices. Thank you, Yehovah. Speak on. We have backwards organization here because the 4 is here. It's a crazy card. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the 6 of Pentacles. And we have the 4 of Pentacles. People thinking that they can get up in here and withhold things that are rightfully yours. And take your things. This person going to go to jail in the negative of that energy. Don't care who the person is. That's a witch in the negative of her energy. The Tower and some mischievous stuff. Look, we got people tickling the wires. Okay, in the law, I've got recorded evidence. I got evidence against these people. Recorded evidence showing people hacking in on my device. I have literally held my phone in my hands, folks, and the person may as well just sent a text because of what was being seen on my device. We deal with people setting up in the law enforcement and doing some unethical things. Unethical things. And if people don't get it, if the civilians don't get up and begin to knock these people out of the way, then I don't know what to say. But this is mischievous. And somebody's tower is knocked down because I knocked it down. The Most High knocked it down. So here we got some freakazoid possibly trying to come again to pull their britches down to sleep with law enforcement to get up in here to tickety-tack because they don't want to go to jail, because they do need to go to jail. They do need to go to jail for murder. The 4 of Swords, for a death that has been premeditated around some nonsense. And I don't give a rip who you are. The Most High God said He's going to kill a wicked person and you will die in its stead. I put a judgment on you for what you've done. Care who you are. If you're a teenager, you've lost your soul, not my problem. I'm not going to sit here and deal with wicked people in our earth realm being crazy like that. Folks, you better watch your children that does want to come out. It does want to come out. It just shows child sacrifice and stuff like that. Show me this tower. Show me this tower. No weapon formed against your people shall prosper. Yehovah, you give your people who are in uprightness and in the truth the upper hand against the wicked. The justice really wants to come out here. It's really, 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 really here. And the wickedness that is here attached to the nonsense, folks. You need to know what's going on in your cities, in your counties, in your towns, and all that. There's the emperor. Well, the head of things are here. Are you? Where are you, Mr. Head of Things? Where are you? I've called the White House, the Pentagon, the DA 3 times. 2 of those times I left a message. I've called the governor or the senator, whichever it one, twice with a long message of what's going on. I have recorded freaks at my door with uniforms acting a fool. I've called the FBI. Where are you people? Why are you getting paychecks here? Why? What's the reason? Tell me why you are getting a freaking paycheck to be a cray-cray in our earth realm when people are supposed to call you for help. Where are you? Freaking nutsos. It's ridiculous, folks. But that's all right. It ain't you, so, you know, that's right. It's not you, so it's no big deal, I guess. Shelter. Yes, there's been shelter issues. Yes, there's been shelter issues. A vice and a moral fault. Yes, there's a vice and a moral fault out here. Clarity of some type of a mystery is going to come out today. Well, good. Okay? Something about you make me want to be a better person. Well, we should be provoking people to be upright. Okay? Something that's taken a long time is finally here. I hope so, Jehovah. I really hope so, because you need to yank some people that are doing some wickedness. They giving the people that may be out there that are upright in those positions a really bad name in my sight, Jehovah. Somebody's overheard something that was said. Good. What you going to do about it, folks? What are you going to do about it? A violent flash change? Well, anyway, something yellow goes to an issue. Mental problem. Yes, somebody got mental problems. That's a mental problem card right there. Any person that would set up in here and think that it's okay to rape a little boy, a full-grown man, pumping the nonsense out of that child that was sitting there saying, no, and you can't get the police to do anything at all. And I get up in here on my technology and literally show text messages that are coming to me with somebody sending me somebody with the head blown off, and you send it to the crime scene and call the police and do nothing about it. You talk about mental problems, folks. You talk about mental problems. That may have been your boy that was getting screwed, probably by a police officer. Freaking disgusting in our earth. Freaking nasty. These people need to be yanked out. A volcano. Well, anyway, you could live somewhere where there's a volcano. I don't know what's going on in the news or whatever that is, but spiritually speaking, things are erupting. They are. Chemtrail energy is out here. You could work with chemicals just in general as well, or live in a city where all the chemtrails are all over because they want to take the masses and spray that stuff deliberately to manipulate the environment and the population to kill people, because we deal with freaks. People crazy out here, probably because of all the chemicals that have been sprayed all over cities and everything else. It's nastiness. We have an expel energy. Well, expel them out, Jehovah, because there's a vice and a moral fault here around the cities, and we don't want wicked people over the city, Jehovah. We call upon you. Yank every king and kingdom out of the way that does not line up with being upright and righteous before your eyes. We ain't talking about being churchy. We talking about your word being upright in justice. Awake your arm, Jehovah Elohim, and send the will on every freakazoid that's mental before your face. Freaking wickedness. That's a radical change. Well, we do have some type of violent change out here. We really do. There's an issue out here, folks. There's an issue out here because we got people that are doing all these things like I'm talking about. And look, God Almighty has brought out a soldier, military, a person of authority, any person that wears a uniform. A police officer is here. And this go back to two women in a basket, and we've got same-sex issues going on around some stuff that's caused people to be confused about their sexuality. And people pull their britches down and literally see the organs that God has given them to come through that womb, and because their mind wants to think, well, I'm not that, so, I'm going to say I'm this other gender. We got real mental stuff going on, and a lot of that stuff is because of subliminals that people have sat and watched their television. You got high wicked places doing some nonsense to twist people's minds. Okay, you got like CIA up in here doing some stuff and making, doing like little tests on people to do what we ain't the, you know, the little mice that scientists do, whatever. We're people in the earth. We're people in the earth. And y'all's little testing of things with people has caused the world to go freaking nutso and crazy. Okay, and it's not all right. It is not all right to gaslight people, and we're going to make them, you know, nobody going to talk that person, and we got to see what they do. Like, we got to see if they're going to go crazy or something. Well, I'm not going to go crazy because my mind's up on the King of Glory, Yehovah Elohim, maker of heaven and earth, and he gives me a right to put a judgment on you freaks that are doing this nonsense.